Weedless soft swim baits. This is a topic that's been around for many years now at this point, and there's tens of thousands of different options nowadays. But I'd say one that is probably the most popular and one that's readily available and accessible to a lot of guys has obviously been the classic Megabass Magdraft Freestyle. It's a 6-inch swim bait. It's been around since 2019. A lot of guys have caught a lot of fish on this bait, and so this past year, like this past summer and fall, I've been fishing with this bait, and I just kind of wanted to break down how I've been fishing it and why I think this is such an awesome staple swim bait. So let's get right into today's video. Alright, skipping docks here with the Magdraft Freestyle. Skipping swim baits under boats during the hottest part of the year and catching nice ones. So, Magdraft Freestyle. Good one right there. Another nice one right there. On that Magdraft Freestyle. Absolutely destroyed that freestyle, man. But man, that's a nice one right there. So much fun this time of year skipping under these boats. So sick. Another one on that Magdraft Freestyle. Louise, I need help, dude. Oh, it's a fucking giant. Oh god. I just need your help right now. Oh, that's a good one. Whew. Come on. Right there, Magdraft Freestyle. Fishing it deep, coming through some of those trees down there. Popped it out of a tree, and it's a nice fish. Right there. Yeah. Nice fish. Super sick. Alright, another one right there. Again, bounce it through a tree. That one came up and got it. Another nice one on that Magdraft Freestyle. Such a perfect bait to be fishing in and around these trees. Whew. Another beautiful, healthy fish right there. So as you guys know, I love weedless off swim baits. It's just a type of swim bait that you can basically put in anywhere and bring that through the thick stuff, whether it's around docks like you guys saw or in trees. Like, a weedless soft swim bait is really important for those guys looking to get those bites by putting their bait into the nastiest stuff and bringing it out. Now, you guys know that I'm a huge Working Class Zero fan, and I still obviously am. The technology that goes into the Citizen, the Tyrant, and all that stuff, it's fantastic. It's amazing. However, before Working Class Zero, I actually used to fish the 10-inch Magdraft a lot. It was kind of my go-to soft swim bait, and it was amazing. I absolutely loved to swim on it. And so this past summer, I kind of wanted to go back to the Magdraft, and instead of going the 10-inch route, I was like, let me at least try and catch him on the 6-inch. And lo and behold, I absolutely smoked him. So those first couple clips that you guys saw, that was just me fishing around boat docks during that late summer period when it's really, really hot out. Those fish are looking for shade, and so one of the best ways to do it is skipping swim baits under these boats and under these docks. Now, I have fished the normal 6-inch Magdraft doing that same method. However, under some of these boats and under some of these docks, you'd find these just random things, whether it's like a random cable or a random metal bar or some type of pump system or pipe. And so every now and then you would actually end up snagging that 6-inch regular treble hooked harness swim bait. And you're like, okay, now I kind of have to either break it off or go get it. Like, it's a whole fiasco. So then I switched over to fishing this freestyle, which utilizes that owner beast hook. Now, doing that, I can fish this basically anywhere and everywhere and not have to worry about snagging it. So a lot of those times you'd skip a perfect skip under a boat, and you feel something. You don't know what it is, but something's coming up. With that freestyle, you're able to go over whatever that thing is, and a lot of those times, that's when you get those bites, is when you go over that piece of cover where a lot of guys can't get their bait through or are too afraid to put their bait into to get those bites. And then, after that, just a couple weeks ago, I got on a nice fall little swim bait bite throwing the same freestyle. However, what I ended up doing was adding 2 nail weights, about 2.6 grams on either side of the bait. And I was fishing some trees that were kind of more offshore in this channel that were in 15, 20, 25 feet of water. Before, I was fishing the bait just with the 1/4 ounce 6/0 beast hook, and that was just fine, right? I'm fishing basically maybe a foot under the surface, and that's all I needed. However, when I wanted to fish that 15, 20, 25, I had to put those larger nail weights in that bait. One, so it could sink down there a little bit faster, but really to maintain that depth. And so after doing that, I was able to keep that bait down there, hitting those trees, and a lot of those bites came from me running my bait into a tree, the bait pops out, and getting absolutely smoked. Can't really do that with the normal 6-inch Magdraft. You're just going to snag a lot of that brush and you're just going to get really pissed off. Doing it with the freestyle just makes a whole lot of sense. And so it's been an absolute fun bait to fish. It's a bait that, you know, you can find basically anywhere, readily available, consistent, a lot of different colors, and just super easy to rig. I mean, it's just a beast hook, you screw it in. I like to go with the large CPS spring. I don't know if they're all have kind of changed over, but some of the 6/0s will come with like a medium-sized spring. You always just want to go with that large, just because that large spring will grip a lot more of that plastic up in the head, and that will just allow that spring to stay in, and you're not going to rip it out a lot. You're going to have a lot more durability out of the baits when you go with that larger spring. Now, the rod that I've been using has been a rod that I've been using for almost, I want to say 2 years now. That is just the Megabass Mark 56. I've been absolutely loving this rod for a wide variety of different baits. And now, a lot of guys that do have this rod know that when I've talked about it in the past, it's a very parabolic rod. Like, it bends pretty much throughout the middle of the blank of this rod. And it's really a rod that I use for like smaller hard baits with treble hooks. and it works perfect as like a normal 6-inch Magdraft rod. So some guys are like, oh, why are you throwing a beast hook style bait on such a soft rod? Well, crazily enough, I've had zero problems actually hooking fish. But what I do is I just kind of wind down just a little bit to make sure that that fish is there, and then I hit him as hard as I can. And surprisingly enough, when you hit him on that beast hook, this rod has surprisingly enough power to drive that hook home. I mean, this isn't like a 10 or 12-aught beast hook. It's just a small little 6-aught. And the bait is small enough, it folds, it collapses super easy. So when you get that bite, that hook pops up, and you get them every single time. So I've had no issues using this Mark 56 as a rod to throw that Magdraft Freestyle. It's just you got to hit them hard, which is, I mean, who doesn't want to hit them hard? When it comes down to reel, just the classic Shimano Bantam. It's one of my go-to favorite small swimbait reels. I mean, this thing is an absolute workhorse. And then I fish 16-pound. You could obviously get away with 20-pound, but I feel like once you start going up more in size, it starts to affect the swim of such a small bait. I think 16 pounds is great. I love 16 pounds. 16 pound Sunlight FC Sniper. It's pretty strong. I actually really enjoy fishing that 16 pound. It seems indestructible. So you don't have to have a super crazy setup for something like this. Just know that when you do get that bite, whether it's up top or down deeper, just hit them as hard as you can, and that hook will penetrate through and you'll get them. So that is the Megabass Magdraft Freestyle. Again, this is nothing new. A lot of guys already know about this bait. It's a fantastic bait, and I'm just now kind of jumping on the bandwagon. Gets bit, and you basically can work this thing through any type of cover, any depth. It's just a fantastic swim bait. Again, most guys already know about it. Most guys are already fishing it. But if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend trying the Magdraft Freestyle. Other than that, if you guys have any questions about the Freestyle or any success stories, I'd love to hear them from you guys. Just comment down below. And thank you guys ever so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace out.